Welcome to the Chapter 1 podcast, your inside look at the people powering Charlotte's business scene. Real stories, real entrepreneurs right here in the Queen City. Today we have Mr. Rod Beard with Charlotte Payroll HCM. We're really glad you're here, Rod. Let's start at Chapter 1. Tell us how you made your way here to Charlotte, to the Queen City.
Oh, man, interesting. I met a beautiful woman at Myrtle Beach in 1994. I lived in Greenville, South Carolina. And I met the woman who later became my wife, and she lived here. And I had a job where I traveled, so I could easily make the move up. So in 1995, I moved to Lake Norman. Been here 30 years.
Awesome. So how has that journey been like? I mean, how have you liked Charlotte? Obviously, you've been here for a long time, almost as long as I've been living. So just tell me how you like Charlotte.
Oh, I love Lake Norman.
Yeah, okay.
I don't venture to Charlotte very often, but Lake Norman is absolutely paradise for us. Wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
So outside of work, before we make our way into to what you do for a living, what do you find what have been some of your passions over the years? What do you find yourself doing now when you're not doing what you do for work?
My first passion is music. I'm a singer.
Okay.
Sue and I met at a karaoke party at Myrtle Beach.
I don't think I knew that about you. I've known you for a little while now. I don't think I ever knew you sang.
We sang together the first night we ever met.
Wow.
We sang Endless Love together, and we thought it was pretty good. So that became our wedding song. We sang it together at our wedding. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And so what was, when you finally got into the world, I mean, you graduate, you're kind of stepping into the professional world. What was that moment like? Was it straight into payroll? Did that journey take some twists and turns to find where you found where you're at now? What was that journey like?
I've been around a long time, like you said, longer than you. I've been in business.
I didn't mean to date you, to show the age, but
I'm a child of the '50s, so I've been around a while. I'm the godfather of payroll because I'm the oldest one in the business.
Okay, that's a good title to have.
No, I actually went to college for textile management.
Oh wow, okay.
Never used it.
Which is often the case for people that go to college. Never use it.
Yeah, my dream was to become a lawyer and to go into politics full time. I got really sick at Clemson, so I wasn't able to finish college. Got married young, had kids, finally went back, and I graduated college when I was 39. But for 35 years, I was in business credit management and financial analysis. That's what I did. And for 11 of those years, I was president and chief operating officer of the National Association of Credit Management for the Carolinas. We provided business credit services for 800 companies in North and South Carolina. So that's where most of my life was spent. Then my Sunday school teacher was a commercial developer. He actually developed the Concord Mills area, which was called King's Grant. He put that whole 2,000-acre package together.
Oh, wow.
Well, I went in to talk to him about church stuff. And he said, well, I want you to come to work for me. I didn't expect it. So I became a commercial developer for a short while. And then 2008 hit, and all the financing dried up, so we lost everything at that point. Had to look for something else to do, so we got into solar energy development.
Wow.
Because that was a new growing field. And we did that for a long time, and all the business was in Mexico, so I had 3 salesmen there and spent a lot of time in Mexico traveling with them. And aged out and decided I didn't want to travel that much anymore. So I was sitting at home, and my stepson-in-law is one of the founders of Charlotte Payroll. So he and the president called me in, and they were ready for a growth spurt because they'd been in business for a year and a half at that time. So they called me in and offered me the position of business development. So I've been doing that for 8 years. Love it.
Wow. Yeah. So when you first got in, you said 8 years ago, what were maybe some of the things that you didn't expect in this industry, in this new position that you're kind of put in, that you kind of maybe hurdles that you had to overcome when you got in and said, man, I wasn't expecting that to happen?
I told them when they interviewed me, or when they offered me the job, I said, I don't know anything about payroll. But
it's a great way to start.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what you do, but I know how to sell, and it's never mattered to me what the product is. If I believe in the product, I think I can sell it.
Yeah.
So, but I told them I don't have any technical ability. I don't know computer stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that was my weak point, and still is my weakness. But they said, none of that matters. We'll teach you payroll. We just want you to grow the business. So when I started, they were a year and a half old, and they had about 53 accounts. We grew it to 400. So it's been a really nice, steady growth over the years.
Awesome. So I feel like for a lot of people, when they first get into something new, it's all about, okay, well, there's this thing, I kind of believe in it, but how do I get people to it, or how do I get it to people? So for you, what were those early stages of marketing or networking? Like, how did you go out and get the name out? How did you acquire clients? How did that work?
Well, in the beginning, I had to do a lot of cold calling like salesmen have to.
Oh, cold calling.
Fun, huh?
Gives me chills.
I had a list, and I just started calling. But I also was friends with the folks who owned Harp and Crown.
Okay.
And they were my very first payroll client ever. Now, they've changed ownerships twice since then, and the new owners kept coming with us because they liked the service, but they were my very first. So, but I joined the Chamber of Commerce. I joined the Lake Norman Small Business Network. So I just started using what I knew how to do, and that was meet people and talk to people. And after a while, all my business was referrals. I didn't have to do any more cold calling, so that made it fun.
So what does the process look like? From somebody that's maybe they go from, hey, I'm mildly interested in this, can you tell me more about it, to becoming one of your clients, and what the process looks like being one of your clients. What does that whole process look like for them?
Depends on what they're after. A lot of people come to us from other payroll companies because they've just experienced heartburn with that company, not paying an employee or not paying payroll taxes. That's the best time for me to talk to them. So we get a lot of clients from those disgruntled payroll people. The process is, if they're local, I like to go visit face-to-face because I'm still a relationship guy, number one. But so many people, particularly people your age, you don't want to meet. You'd rather do everything electronically and Zoom and all that kind of stuff. So I do whatever the client wants. Doesn't matter. If they'll let me come, I come. If not, we do it how they want to do it. So we have the first meeting, and I go over all of our services. And I never ask them what they're paying. It doesn't matter to me what they're paying. Then I give them my price, which is usually better than what they're paying. So that's why I don't have to ask, what are you paying? I don't play pricing games.
Yeah.
Here's the product, here's the price. What do you think?
Yeah.
Kind of do. Usually they say, yeah, when can we get started?
Wow.
We have a pretty high closure rate. So we have a lot of legal documents that's got to be signed, powers of attorney and different things that allow us to work with IRS on your behalf for payroll taxes.
Sure.
Get all that done. And I turn it all in, it gets set up, and we're off to the races.
Who are the people? I mean, I imagine it's a myriad of different types of businesses that could use payroll. But have you found that there's a specific type of client that's become your niche, or is it really just a wide variety of people that have a bunch of people that they're paying, or people that are a very small team? Where do you find yourself in that?
Great thing about payroll, Greg, is everybody needs it. If you have people, you need payroll.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the industry is, and it doesn't matter what your company size is, and it doesn't matter where you're located. We're in all 50 states because it's all electronic now on payroll processing. But we're very happy to do a single owner S corp, one client. We're very happy to get that client. We're very happy to get 1,000 clients. Talked to a guy this morning who has already called me back, 55 employees.
Wow.
And he wants all of our services, which is HR, not just payroll. It's payroll, timekeeping, and HR services. So he wants to get all of that from us. So I met him at a chamber meeting this morning.
Wow. Wow. Well, congrats. Sounds like a great connection. A great morning so far.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
So this is obviously, there's a variety of different things that you get to do. What's the thing that you love most about? You've been doing it for 8 years now. You must like it a little bit. What's the thing you love most about it?
That's why I'm still doing it at my age, because to me it isn't work. The networking, going to all the events, that's social life.
Yeah.
I get business out of it, but it's not work to me. It's fun. So that's what I love, and I love helping brand new businesses because they don't know anything.
Right.
So I become a consultant to that guy or that girl, that lady, and I can help them set everything up. And I get a lot of pleasure out of helping young folks come up. So I love helping brand new businesses.
What does it look like for a solopreneur to use a payroll service? Because I think where most people's minds might go is payroll service. Well, I need to have, probably a set number of employees, and I've got to be paying all of them. And if I don't have that, then I probably don't need this. But there are people that are just solopreneurs that are using your services to just say, hey, I just want to pay myself out of the company on a. And what's the advantage of doing something like
The
that?
advantage is the payroll taxes.
Yeah.
The solopreneur doesn't know the law about payroll taxes, and they easily get themselves into trouble by not paying them on time or not paying them properly. We take all that off your plate for a very small fee to do that for you. So that's number one, is taking liability for the payroll taxes. If our clients ever get a letter from IRS or the State Department of Revenue about taxes, they don't handle it. They send it to us and we fix it.
Wow.
Because that's our job.
Yeah.
So that's number one, is keeping them out of trouble. And I tell people, how valuable is your time, Greg? What's your time worth?
Yeah.
How much time do you spend paying yourself? A lot of people still want to pay themselves and not let go of it. How much time are you doing that? How many air conditioners could you be out there selling, because that's what you really do to make money? How much money could you make during that time and pay me $100 a month to do it for you?
Right.
So when they start thinking about the time value of money and their value, it's a lot easier to sell it that way.
And it's a great point that we kind of go that route occasionally when we're helping people with their own personal marketing and saying, hey, these are some tips into how to set up your own, if you're going to use your own videos, to set up and doing your own stuff. And most people go, okay, that's great, and really helpful information. And they go, that's a lot of time. And I'm like, that's the point. You can spend that time and then ask them that question. How valuable do you think your time is? Do you think it might be more efficient to pay a company? And that's eventually how we get around to that point.
Yeah, and when they start thinking about it that way, they're more apt to let it go.
Right.
And trust us to do it for them. And we've been successful forming partnerships. That's how a lot of our business has come to us. I have an exclusive agreement with People's Bank.
Oh, wow. That's probably a big one.
Yeah, they've got 16 branches, and for 6 years, they've been my number one source of referrals. Wow. All their branches refer their business clients to me for payroll services. That's really been nice.
What a great connection, yeah.
And we are members of some trade associations. The most valuable one to date has been the North Carolina Chiropractic Association.
Okay.
They've got 600 members all over the state.
Wow.
And they endorse Charlotte Payroll to all their members. So I got a lot of chiropractors that we do business with. They have a convention in Charlotte Friday and Saturday, so that's where I'll be exhibiting Charlotte Payroll and talking to chiropractors. So
that's awesome.
that's why it's so much fun. I get to do all this cool stuff.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you love, above everything, the networking aspect. And I feel like for a lot of people, when they think, okay, I'm gonna kind of go out and either they're an entrepreneur or they're in a similar position where they're kind of having to go and acquire their own business, the networking part is the biggest hurdle. It's the thing that scares them the most.
Yes.
What's some advice you could give somebody that is saying, okay, networking is a good start, but I'm nervous about it. I don't even know how to interact in those meetings. Like you seem like you've got it down.
I was so honored last week. A young business guy came up to me asking me those questions. How do you do this? Can you help me? Can we have a one-on-one so you can teach me what you do? So get a mentor. Yeah. Because it's personality. A lot of people just don't have the personality to walk up to a stranger and start talking to them.
Right.
If you're networking, you have to. Or stand in a corner and wait for somebody to come up and start talking to you.
Right.
So when I'm in a group setting, I look for people who are in the corner, and I try to go talk to them and bring them out to help them, kind of thing. But it's you got to change your personality style to be able to successfully network. Be friendly, be concerned. Don't go up to them and say, "I'm Rod Beard. I sell payroll. Do you want to buy something?"
That's the mentality before you learn it. You're like, that's what I have to be doing, and that's what everybody's going to do to me. And then you realize it's really not like that when you're in there.
No, it's all about what do you do?
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do? Tell me about what you do yourself. Kind of like you've been asking me questions. I ask those questions to somebody new that I'm meeting for the first time. Show an interest.
Yeah.
And be sincere. And eventually it becomes more and more natural. It's going to take a while. If you don't have any abilities to do that, it takes a while.
It's a skill like any other skill. It takes practice, takes development.
If you don't have it, you and I are born that way.
I was telling somebody, I was like, I'm a really social guy. At the very beginning stages of networking, it still was a little overwhelming because I just thought there's something I'm missing here that, everybody else seems to know. But I think the reassurance I got was that when I was put into those situations, realizing I think everybody here is kind of feeling that way. Everybody here is kind of feeling, okay, who do I talk to and how do we do this? And then you realize, oh, everybody's just excited that somebody's coming up and talking to them. Like you mentioned, most people are those ones standing in the corner going, I hope somebody comes up and talks to me. When you realize that, then you get all the confidence in the world that you're, okay, well, people are going to really enjoy me going up to them rather than kind of the anxiety of going up to a stranger and just talking to them thinking they might not want you to be talking to them.
If they're there, they want to talk.
Right.
They just don't know how to begin it.
Right.
So I learned that lesson when I was a very young business guy from my boss in Columbia, South Carolina, Haywood Henderson.
Mm.
He was the best I've ever seen at engaging people at an event.
Mm-hmm.
He would just go up so easily, so nonchalantly, shake hands and smile with them and start talking to them. And so I just sat back and observed how he did it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I really started learning the ability to do that myself. And I've developed it over the years, so it's just a natural part of me.
Awesome. So for Charlotte Payroll, you said there's a new edition, and it's now called HCM. Could you explain that a little bit to me? What's that edition?
That's an HR acronym for Human Capital Management. That's what they call it. It
Okay.
manages everything having to do with employees,
Mm-hmm.
like the payroll. It manages the timekeeping.
Okay.
And what the system we use is very heavily involved in HR services,
Mm-hmm.
Applicant tracking, job posting, self-onboarding, benefits administration.
Mm-hmm.
All of that is part of HCM.
Awesome. So if I were to look around at other payroll companies, what's something that I might not find with them that I would find with Charlotte Payroll? What makes you guys a little more unique?
Concierge level service.
Yeah.
Very, very personal, just like I'm sitting here talking to you. A lot of companies, they have call centers that you go if you need help. And when you need help, you need it now. You don't need it tonight or tomorrow. You need it right now because you've got a disgruntled employee standing in front of you who didn't get paid today.
Mm-hmm.
So you go into a call center. There's no personal relationships. You may or may not get through on the first time. Most times you get put on hold, or you get a call back 2 hours later. Charlotte Payroll assigns a payroll specialist to every client with whom you will always work. So you call Tara, you call Amber, you call Erica, you call Jeff, and that's your person always. And they're right here local.
Awesome.
So the service, I don't sell on pricing. As I mentioned, I don't play those games.
Yeah.
I sell service number one.
Yeah.
I tell people, I could give you this service for free. First time I screw up, you're going to fire me. So cost really isn't the important part here.
Mm-hmm.
It's how well we do our jobs with you so you don't have any heartburn.
Right. Do you have any, this is kind of a fun question. You've obviously been working for a long time. Do you have any horror stories, any wild stories of clients you've worked with or situations where you're like, man, how did I get here?
We have fired clients.
Really? What does that process look like if you're allowed to talk about it?
Well, I can't give you any specifics, but some people are just so difficult, it's not worth the time and the effort. And I don't take profanity at all.
Mm.
First time somebody curses me, they're gone.
Yeah.
I hang up on them. I just don't believe in working with those kinds of people. So we bend over backwards to do what we're supposed to do, and we're known at the Lake Norman area for concierge level service. Everybody knows us because I've been doing this for so long. So, but some people are just beyond help.
Yeah. It's really one of the things you have to learn. I think when you just start off, you think I've got to get everybody and kind of compromise on everywhere I can compromise. But in reality, you realize, no, it's not compromising on my integrity and my standards that really holds my brand together to say this is the kind of company I am, this is the kind of people I'm going to deal with.
Yeah,
and it's okay if we're not a fit, then you're just not needed. You don't need to be here. Don't need to concern myself with you.
Go find somebody else, and I'll go find somebody else, and all of us may be happy, but I'm assuming your next payroll guy is going to be unhappy too.
Well, Rod, thank you so much for stopping by, for giving us some time. If somebody wanted to reach out and contact you, how could they get in contact with you?
My email address is rod@charlottepayroll.com, very simple.
Okay.
But I take phone calls from anybody, anytime on my cell phone at 704-609-1256. I work at home, so I don't have an office. So always you can reach me on my cell phone. And people know that I actually answer the phone. when they call.
That's a good thing to add there. And I am Greg Prinz, host of the Chapter 1 podcast. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. And once again, we are the Chapter 1 podcast.